Being a good teammate is all about being the best at whatever it is. This is in your career. This is in your relationships. This is in fitness. It's in everything that you do in life. You have to work to be the best. Why? Because then you're going to be a good teammate. When you're a good teammate, that will set you up for tremendous success because people know that they can count on you. Welcome to the Daily Effort Podcast. My name is Sam, and if it's your first time listening, welcome to the show. If you have listened before, welcome back. I always appreciate you taking time out of your day to listen, and hopefully you continue to take things away and apply it to your life. And what the whole purpose of this podcast is just uncomplicating success. I want to continue to give you the things that you need to know to go and level up your life so that you can actually achieve that level of success that you want, whatever success looks like to you. And really, however you define it as well. And for me, I have accomplished things in my life. However, I still have a long ways to go. There's a lot of things I want to continue to work towards and accomplish. So as I continue to implement things and as I continue to see what works, what doesn't work, I want to make sure that I come back and I continue to share what I'm doing so that you can take it and apply it to your life and level up and, again, reach the level of success that you want inside of your life. And it's always going to come down to simple daily things you need to do every single day for an extended period of time. So that's what the whole purpose of the podcast is. And my only ask is if you actually get value from an episode, text it over to a friend, share it on social media, tell someone about it. That's the only way I'm actually able to grow this whole podcast since I don't do ads. It's either by you sharing it with someone or through my own social media as well. So if you just get value from today's episode, please take some time to share it with a friend. As far as how often I'll roll episodes out, I will be rolling it out every single Monday at 5 a.m. Central Time on Spotify, Apple, and then also YouTube. So we're on those three platforms, whichever one that you like to listen to. I know Spotify does have just a video format, so you can either listen to the audio or you can watch the video. So as far as today, what I'm diving into, I want to take some time to talk about one thing that has continued to set me up for success, literally in any job that I've ever had, and this is just something that sets me up for success in a life. And there's some dichotomies to it. Really, one dichotomy that I will take time to explain, and really as I dive into it. But when it comes to really for me and success, I always try to simplify things, and that's the whole purpose of why I started the podcast. But when it comes to continuing to go out and continuing to be successful and continuing to see success, I do believe character plays a big role in that. But then also being a good teammate plays a big role into that as well. And one thing of being one attribute of being a great teammate is being selfless, putting others' needs before your own. And this is something that I'm not saying I am the best at it. There are people that are better at it than I am. However, this is something that if you're wanting to achieve a certain level of success, this is something that you have to do over and over and over again and constantly assess if you're actually good at it. For example, I'll go back to when I was playing rugby in college because a sports analogy really can make things land just a little bit better. But when I was playing rugby, when I first started playing, I honestly wasn't that good at it. Truthfully, I have a football background, and then going into rugby, I didn't really know anything about it. I had to basically take everything that I knew about football and throw it out the window and start relearning. I had to learn how to tackle because you tackle completely different in football than you do in rugby. If you take how you tackled in football and try to do that in rugby, you're going to get hurt very quickly and just be stuck with concussion after concussion. But I had to take everything I knew. You're not even passing the ball the same. You don't play defense the same. You don't play offense the same. It's all different. And for me, being a good teammate and being selfless, what it looked like then. Well, it meant, number one, I had to put in extra time off the field to get better. I had to get better physically. So every day, like I was working out. Thankfully, a guy from the rugby team, his name's Omar, he took some time to show me a gym that was in Starkville, Mississippi. So I went to Mississippi State University, but there was a gym in the area. It was called The Swing, and we would go there, he and I, basically every single day right before rugby practice, which probably wasn't the best thing looking back on it from a recovery perspective, but we didn't know any better. But we would get a workout in, and then we'd go to rugby practice, and we would just do that relentlessly over and over and over again. And basically, with the programming for the workout, there was a leg exercise every day. It always involved legs. And that's why my legs gained the size that they did, is because I just worked them out almost every single day. But being a good teammate, I had to put in extra time since I wasn't that good. I had to work hard in the gym, but then also from a skill set perspective, had to work harder on passing and kicking and studying the game and watching film. I had to put in more time than maybe someone that was already familiar with it. Even though I was not playing at the time when I first started, that was being a good teammate, is diving in and actually learning outside of practice. Because practice, it's like that'll help you get better a little bit. But in my eyes, all the time, practice was a time to actually perform and show a little bit of how you would improve your skill set from a knowledge perspective, and then also just being able to execute it as well. And a lot of people don't view sports that way. They view practice as you go and you get better then. Well, that is a small piece of it, but you're going to be able to get a lot better in the times you're not at practice. It's the things that you do outside that make you better. So that was being a good teammate. Then when I got out of college and I was starting to work on building my coaching business, well, one of the things that I did as far as like what being a good teammate looked like then is, well, when I started taking on clients, I was still learning. There was a lot of things that I didn't know. So being a good teammate at the start wouldn't mean going and helping maybe a stranger. If someone came up to me and they asked, cool, I help them. But what I did, my first ever client was someone that I actually knew. And I was just upfront and honest that I am learning, I'm getting better, I'm probably going to make some mistakes. Would you mind like being my guinea pig, so to speak? That's being a good teammate. That's taking my ego out of the equation and knowing that I have a lot to learn, I have a lot to get better at, and I can improve. Because what would not be a good thing, what would make me not a great teammate, is if I just start to go out and try to help people that I don't know as well and different things like that. And then I can just start to not set those people up for success. Or going back to rugby, not taking time to actually work outside of practice and get better. Well, then that's going to hurt the team, because what if someone gets hurt and then I get put in and I'm actually not good enough to really make the team go out and win or fill that gap, so to speak. Now, thankfully, because of the work that I put in, it was fine. I was able to started very shortly after, started helping the team out. And same thing with the coaching business. Once I started getting in, helping one person, then it started to grow from there. Once I started to do a good job and continuing to build relationships with people. But being a good teammate, there's never a point where you have arrived. Being a good teammate is something that is ongoing. It's a daily practice that you have to do. You have to view being a good teammate as a one-day contract mentality. And Lou Carello talks about this, and I have referenced it a couple of times, but having a one-day contract mentality is coming in and literally viewing the work that you do today. It determines whether you get hired or fired at the end of the day. And that's how I view things. Going in every single day at First Form, which, if my voice sounds funny, we came off of Summer Smash, which is our biggest event out of the whole year. We have, our customers. It's a customer appreciation party, 3 days. So it's a lot of fun. So I don't really have a voice, but it's well worth it. However, when it comes down to first form, like when I'm going in there every single day, how I think about things is, okay, well, I am coming in here and the work I do today will decide whether I get hired or fired by the end of the day. And that's how I have approached for a long time every single day of my life. Now, I am not perfect at it. There's things I can improve at it, because there's times where I won't view things that way and I'll get a little complacent with things because I am human. But a lot of this was bred in me and instilled into me from a very young age, because my mom and my dad, they always would make sure that, number one, I did things right. Number two, I didn't complain. And then number three, I worked hard. And that's always the thing that my dad especially continued to beat into me over and over and over again is, hey, you got to make sure you work hard. You got to make sure you work hard. You got to make sure you work hard. And that effort mentality is something that I really appreciate that they gave me from a very young age, because it has set me up for success over and over and over and over again. Now, when it comes to being a good teammate, if I look back at when I was younger, with the hard work and doing your best and all those things my parents taught me, it just has helped me see that more and more doing your best, or trying your best, not even trying, doing your best, actually doing your best is something that doesn't happen often for a lot of people. Working to be the best at what you do is something that's really rare. And being a good teammate, if I'm summing it up, is working to be the best at what you do. It's being obsessed. And if you don't know something, it's diving in and learning it for yourself. It's going and asking someone else that actually knows more about it, and they teach you. It's where you have to get your ego out of the way. But being a good teammate is all about being the best at whatever it is. This is in your career. This is in your relationships. This is in fitness. It's in everything that you do in life. You have to work to be the best. Why? Because then you're going to be a good teammate. When you're a good teammate, that will set you up for tremendous success, because people know that they can count on you. If people can't trust you, or if people can't count on you, well, then they're not going to ask you to do things or give you opportunities. And the truth is, if you're going to reach a level of success that you want, it's going to involve people, most likely. And with this factor, if you're not great with people, well, then that is going to tremendously cap what you can do. So being a good teammate seems like a very simple thing. However, it has a massive ripple effect on you. A lot of times you think that, oh, well, it's okay if I don't do this, or, oh, well, that's on them. Well, that's not the mentality of a good teammate. A good teammate takes full ownership of everything to see, well, where did I mess up? How can I improve this? How can I fix this situation? And sometimes fixing a situation is just being able to learn how to communicate better. Maybe you suck at communicating and you need to get better at it. Talking about the how, why not, and really being able to paint that picture. So that is a big piece of it. But if you're looking for something to set you up for success, be a good teammate. And being a good teammate means that you are going to dive in and learn what you need to learn to be the best at what you're putting your hand to. Going back to rugby, for me then it was rugby. It was also schoolwork. And then also when I got out of college, well, then it was learning more about logistics engineering, because that was the situation I was put in. I had to learn very quickly. Then going to Honda, had to learn things there. Coaching, had to learn things there. Coming to work here at First Form in St. Louis, Missouri, it was a complete 180. I had to learn things so I can continue to be a good teammate. And this is an ongoing thing. It's never going to end. With Amy, being married to her. Okay, well, being a good teammate is learning how to communicate better for her. And that's something I can continuously get better at, because I know it's really easy just to assume the other person knows, but it's not true. So whatever your hand is touching, whatever you're doing, you should desire to be the best at it. You should obsess over being the best. Obsession about being great at something is a good thing. Continuing to work hard and put that effort in, that's a great thing. If people say that you work too much, in my opinion, well, that's a good thing. And a lot of people won't view it that way. And I've had family members tell me that I do work too much, or why do I work too much? And well, I understand that I want to provide a certain life for my family, and there's certain things I want to accomplish in life, and I understand that I have a certain time here on earth, but I also understand that I have to work hard to be a great teammate. And that's another thing that pushes me, because I never want to let the team down, whoever the team is. So in closing, what I want you to do is, comment, what area are you going to work to be a good teammate in? What is your hand? What are you putting your hand to right now? What are you doing, whether it's in your career or a relationship? Where do you need to obsess over being the best? Because as soon as you start obsessing over being the best and making sure you're setting other people up for success and being there for them and knowing what you need to know, well, then the cool thing is, it's like you'll automatically start elevating yourself and getting a lot closer to where you want to go. And the beautiful thing about this is, because I touched on the dichotomy of all of this as well as we were going through this, but I understand. I was talking about, hey, you need to make sure you're doing things for other people. It's like, but if you notice here, I talked about you have to pour into yourself before you can be good for other people. And a lot of times when you're selfless, when people hear be selfless, they think that you can't be selfish. And you have to be selfish. You have to pour into yourself. You have to get better before you can be selfless and give to other people. And I literally touched on that dichotomy as we were going through this. So figure out, where can you be a good teammate? Because if you want to be able to reach any level of success in life, that is a requirement. There's other things that you have to do as well, but being a great teammate and being the best that you can be is something that you have to do. So if I can help you out with this, please let me know. But other than that, have a great rest of your day. Make it a good week, and God bless.